Imagine walking into a happy forest where all the trees decided to do a funny little dance. It's a real place filled with amazing secrets. The trees don't grow straight up toward the sun like other trees. Instead, every single tree bends in a perfect, graceful curve near the ground. They look just like they're bowing to welcome you into their magical world. It's a super fun, happy surprise hidden in the woods. This special place is called the Crooked Forest, or Krzywy Las, in Poland. It's tucked away near a small town called Gryfino. It is not a huge, giant forest, but a little group of about 400 Scots pine trees, and what makes it so amazing is that every single one of these special trees has the same J-shaped curve at its bottom. They all grew this way together, like they were all listening to the same secret song. Let's zoom in for a closer look. The curve on each tree is so smooth and perfect. It starts about 1 to 3 meters above the ground, making a happy hook shape. After that funny curve, the trees seem to remember they're trees. They shoot straight up to the sky, growing perfectly healthy and tall, just like the other trees in the forest around them. The most amazing part is that they are surrounded by a bigger forest of perfectly straight pine trees, and all the crooked trees bend their happy curves to point in the same direction, north. So, our first happy question is, did nature do this? It's a big mystery. Some people guessed that a super heavy snowstorm long ago might have weighed down the baby trees, bending them all at once. Other people have wondered if there's a strange, invisible force here. Maybe a special gravitational pull in this one spot that gently tugged on the trees as they grew. What a fun idea. But let's be nature detectives and look at the clues. A big snowstorm would most likely be messy. It might break the delicate young saplings or bend them in all sorts of random directions, not one perfect curve. And what about that special gravity spot? Well, scientists have checked, but they haven't found any strange forces there. If there was a special pull, it would affect everything else too, not just these 400 happy trees. The mystery gets even more fun. Let's travel back in time. Scientists think these special trees were planted a long time ago, around the year 1930. And here's a fun secret. Back then, this part of the world was actually in a country called Germany, not Poland. This was a really busy time in history, right before a big, sad fight called World War II. Knowing this makes the forest's secret even more mysterious. So, if nature didn't make the trees crooked, that means people did. This makes the story super duper exciting. But why would someone want to make a whole forest of trees shaped like the letter J? Was it a big, happy piece of art or a strange and secret project? And here is the big, happy aha moment. The best idea is that these trees were grown to make wood that was already curved. Think about how smart that is. Instead of taking a straight piece of wood and working hard to bend it with steam and machines, what if the tree just grew the perfect shape for you? The people who did this were planning way ahead. Imagine all the cool things you can make with curved wood. You could make beautiful flowing chairs and tables that look like happy waves, or you could build the strong, curved ribs inside a wooden boat, or even the smooth runners on a sled. This forest was likely a special tree farm, a clever project for growing custom parts. These special pine trees were planted a long time ago, around the year 1930. That was even before many of our grandparents were born. The world was a very different place back then. But the story of the forest has a big missing piece. A huge event called World War II came to Poland, and the little town near the forest was changed forever. The people who knew the secret of the trees had to leave, and their amazing secret was lost with them. So if big piles of snow or strong winds didn't bend the trees, then who did? The answer is so exciting. It was people. Someone, long ago, carefully shaped each little tree to grow in this special J-shape. But why would they do that? That's the biggest question of all. Was it to make a fun, twisty piece of art for everyone to enjoy? Or was there a much cleverer reason for all this hard work? And here is the big, happy discovery. The most wonderful idea is that these trees were grown to create naturally curved wood. We call this special wood bent wood. Think about how smart this is. It is really hard to take a straight piece of wood and bend it into a curve without it snapping. You have to use hot steam and push very carefully. But what if you could grow the wood in the perfect shape you needed from the very beginning? That is a super duper clever plan. It saves so much time and makes the wood strong. Imagine all the amazing things you could build with wood that already has a happy curve in it. Picture a beautiful, fancy chair with smooth, flowing legs that look like they are dancing. Or think about the strong, rounded ribs that hold a wooden boat together, keeping it safe on the water. The curved wood could even make the runners on a sled, helping it glide super fast over the snow. This wasn't just a forest. It was like a special farm for tree parts. Each crooked tree was a custom-made piece for a bigger puzzle. Clever woodworkers in the village were growing their supplies just right for their amazing creations. It was like a baker growing a special kind of wheat to make the most perfect, yummy bread. Imagine the beautiful, flowing shapes of bentwood furniture, made without any nails or glue. Or think of the strong, curved ribs that make the inside of a wooden boat super strong. They could even become the runners of a sled, gliding over the snow. This forest was likely a tree farm, a very clever project by local woodworkers. They were growing custom parts for their amazing crafts. This was not just a forest with a funny shape. It was a garden of special pieces, each one growing into the perfect curve for a future project. What a happy and smart idea. So how did they do it? The friendly teacher's best guess is that when the pine saplings were about 7 to 10 years old and still flexible, they got to work. The little trees were just the right age to learn a new way to grow. Someone would gently bend the young tree over, close to the ground. They used a rope or a small wooden device to hold it in that J shape, but the very top of the little tree was left free to grow straight up towards the sun. But here's a little twist that makes the story even more special. We don't know for certain who planted them. The secret was lost. When World War II swept through the region, the nearby town was abandoned and life was turned upside down. The people who planted these trees and knew their purpose had to leave. Their clever secret about growing curved wood, it left with them. And so, the forest's story became a mystery for grown-ups to solve many years later. So today, the Crooked Forest in Poland stands as a living museum. It's a beautiful, quiet monument to a lost craft and a forgotten story. Each tree is like a statue, telling us about a clever time long ago. It reminds us that there are amazing stories of human ingenuity and connection to nature hidden all around us. This happy forest shows how people and trees can work together to make something wonderful. Standing there makes you feel full of wonder. It's a special place that whispers about the past. It makes you think about all the other secrets our Earth is keeping, just waiting for us to find them. So, the Crooked Forest is like a happy outdoor museum, left behind by clever hands. Every single tree is a little piece of a big puzzle, whispering stories about people who saw the world in a super smart way. And even though we don't know every single detail, that's okay. The The crooked forest in Poland reminds us that our big, wonderful world is full of beautiful secrets and happy questions, just waiting for us to come and wonder. So today, the crooked forest in Poland has happy guards. People work to protect these special trees, making sure they stay safe for everyone to see. This keeps the wonderful mystery alive for new friends to discover. When you walk among the bent pine trees, everything feels quiet and magical. The wind whispers through their straight tops, but down below, the world is all curves and loops. It feels like stepping into a real-life fairy tale. Picture the clever people from long, long ago. They looked at a young, bendy tree and saw not just wood, but a future boat rib or a fancy chair leg. They worked with nature, using a secret family recipe to create something both useful and beautiful. What a happy idea. This story gets even more fun. The people who knew the secret of bending the trees are no longer here to tell us how they did it. The big war changed everything, and their special knowledge disappeared, leaving behind only the amazing trees as clues. So the crooked forest holds its secret very tightly. This makes the forest in Poland a super special puzzle. Grown-ups know about other places where people shaped trees, but in those places, the story was written down. Here, we only have the living storybook, with the most important page missing. This is why it is one of the world's most fun nature mysteries. The trees themselves show us a big, happy truth. They show how people can be partners with nature, creating amazing things together without hurting it. It's a beautiful dance between a growing forest and a clever human idea. What a great team they made. And here is another cool secret. All the crooked trees are about the same age. This means they were all shaped around the same time, maybe for one big project. The forest didn't just happen over a long, long time. It was a single, brilliant idea that came to life all at once. This makes each tree a precious piece of history. It's not just a tree, it's a sculpture made by time, nature, and a secret human touch. They are like living statues in an outdoor museum, each one telling the same quiet, curvy story. So the crooked forest is more than just a bunch of funny-looking trees. It's a happy reminder of a lost secret and a beautiful friendship between people and nature. A whole forest full of question marks growing straight up into the sky. Think about the happy secrets hiding in the places near you. Maybe an old rock has a story, or a funny-shaped tree in a park remembers something from long ago. The world is full of amazing puzzles, just waiting for a curious friend like you to come and wonder about them.